Welcome to Married AF. We are your hosts, Brooke and Randall Fowler. On this show, we discuss the topics that really matter.
Like big veiny cocks and our favorite TV shows.
So pull up a chair at our kitchen table and hang out.
While I bulldog my nuts.
All right now.
Hi.
Greetings.
Welcome to the show. This is a doozy.
Take 3.
Tonight, this episode, you will enjoy.
Yeah, we recorded this one about a week ago. And it's episode 94. And we had a guest, a very special guest. Beth from the Untrained Eye joined us and helped us answer some questions.
Yes, I enjoyed Beth very much.
Mm-hmm.
She is fantastic, and their show is great. So don't forget to check them out. But I want to start off by telling you about our feature creature of the week. It is the Cinemondo podcast.
Pause on that, please. When we recorded this, it was the Bear Cave.
Well, now when this goes out, it'll be the end of Cinemondo. So we'll do both. Check out the Bear Cave, check out Cinemondo.
I was going to suggest, we probably should have talked about this before, doing the Bear Cave creature feature on this one. And then
why does it matter? How not do both right now?
We can, but we're also recording another full episode right after we do this.
Yeah. It won't hurt to double up and talk about another one.
It doesn't hurt. I was just going to try.
We can talk about all of them. They're all great on Civilized Creatures.
Yes, we are part of the Civilized podcast network.
The best shows on earth.
So the creature features on this episode are The Bear Cave, hosted by John Buchanan. He just recorded his first episode with special guest Michelle Guild from Welcome to My Show. So that one will be hot. Can't wait to hear that.
Smell, John, shit everywhere over here.
Did you? He's laying beside me.
But he
so
left over here a minute ago after he murdered the area. We
also have the Cinemondo podcast, who is our double feature creature feature. And that is a fantastic show where they talk about movies, horror movies, weird shit, scary shit.
Yeah, you got Mark, Burke, and Kathy, champions over there. And if you want an inside look at what Hollywood is like, from kind of a different perspective, they all work within the realms of Hollywood. So you get a lot of cool different peeks into movie making, screenwriting, the art that goes into movie making. It's you get a lot of cool shit. Love their show. Loved it long time. Love you long time. Mm-hmm. And Bear Cave is just starting off. This is a powerful podfather, John Buchanan's 75th show that he has created.
Like his 75th different podcast.
Yeah. 75th different podcast.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for it, though.
Yeah, got to have the podfather on out in the mix, putting out new shows. Got to have it.
Yeah, and so if you haven't checked either one of those out, check them out. And also, let's hit up our sponsors real quick.
Shout out to Drinks with Larry, Picks and Bones, Bearded Dad.
Other shows on the podcast network, yes.
Welcome to my show. What's in your hometown? That's our crew. That's who we roll with.
Did you say Picks and Bones and the Untrained Eye?
Yep.
Okay.
Untrained Eye, we said earlier. They're definitely part of the crew. Beth and DJ love them.
Yep, and Beth is on this episode. But before we do that, this episode is, as always, brought to you by Whax, the luxury lubrication, the official lube of the Married AF podcast. Go to getwhax.com, GETWHAX.com, and use promo code AF20 for 20% off your order. And also Vital Tattoo Care. It's all organic, special, made to order tattoo care products. We got the tattoo butter that is glorious. Go to vitaltattoocare.com and use promo code MarriedAF10 and you'll get 10% off your order.
Yep. And effing gear. They make some of the coolest hats, beanies, shirts in the game. If you like to stick it to the man a little bit, but also be stylish, check out their shit. And also use the promo code
Married AF.
Married AF. Save 10%. We will be announcing the winner of the free hat here soon. If you're hearing this, it's too late. You should have done it earlier. You didn't take part in the contest. So it's only from those who contributed, and we will be announcing that winner soon.
Yep, and we've also got underzips. Randall's probably wearing them right now.
No, I have merked those in having them, 1 month or so, 2 months, and they have been through it in that short period of time. Because if they're clean, I wear them.
Yeah, they're still fine, though.
I know, but I'm just saying they get worked.
Oh, I thought you were saying like they're done for.
No, they're fine. They just have been put to the test.
Yeah, every load of laundry I do, which is a lot, I feel like they're in there. They are great, American, made by veterans.
Support veteran charities. Folds
of Honor.
Yeah, Folds of Honor.
Is that the charity there?
Providing scholarships to the loved ones of our fallen heroes, the children and the spouses. So it's going to help everybody. $1 of every pair goes to that.
Yep. So go to underzips.com and use promo code Randy for 10% off your order. And then the last one, we got so many sponsors.
BioBidet.
Mm-hmm. Clean your butt.
BioBidet is
it's the best.
Is a vital
your
poo-poo.
Go order yourself a Slim Glow Edge like we have. It's fucking awesome.
Or order anything.
Or anything. A toilet or just a bidet. Just slap on the old porcelain throne. BioBidet, BioBidet.com, and use Married AF at checkout for 10% off.
Yes. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode with the powerful Beth from the Untrained Eye. Check out their show and all the other shows on Civilized Creatures Entertainment Network. Do it now after you listen to this, though. So not now, in a minute now or two.
Like after you listen to this, then go look them up and listen for sure.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Okay.
So it's touch and go for a while.
And we're going to figure out how to get you guys hooked up with a mixer that actually works.
Yeah,
yes, please.
You just got to use your big girl voice, Beth. And
okay.
I know you can do it.
You got it.
She's like,
all right. I'm going to bounce out of here so you guys can. Sorry I couldn't get you straightened out, but I'll bounce out of here so you guys can start.
No,
all right. I'll talk
golden,
to you later.
John.
Thank you.
Thanks, brother.
All right. Bye.
Later.
Thank you, John.
All right. Can you move this out of the way then?
Well, yeah.
All right. Boom. You ready, baby?
Yeah, we're good. I started recording.
Okay, cool. We're good. All right. This is Married AF, everybody. We're giving y'all a little backstage look into the life of podcasting. That's some real shit. That's how it goes. You think it's all glory and money and hoes and, and being famous.
Lots of money.
So many hoes.
And being famous and shit. It's not that. It's a bunch of frustrating bullshit with computers.
Yeah.
It makes you want to kill shit.
And plugs and buttons and knobs and whatever else there can be.
Hey, but we have the powerful Beth here from Untrained Eye. We're finally together with her. We've wanted to have her on for a long time.
Yay.
Definitely before DJ. We needed Beth first, then DJ.
Both of them, but we were like, get the fuck out, DJ,
No,
I guess.
We were talking about...
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why he's not doing it, too. He volunteered me.
Yeah, that's something I would have done, too. When I'd send in the group, like, does anybody want to answer some relationship questions with us tonight? And DJ volunteered Beth before even asking her.
Yeah, because I'm some kind of expert.
None of us are we? It's just, just the way that the cookie.
No, I actually am.
Oh, beautiful. Well, I was going to ask you this, though. I've went back and listened to a bunch of your episodes. And, of course, we have Michelle Guild, who came on at the same time as you guys with Welcome to My Show.
And we should say the name of their show. This is Beth, who is DJ's wife, and they are the hosts of the Untrained Eye.
I thought I did say that.
Did you say that?
I don't know. Did I, Beth?
I don't know either.
Who knows? Probably not.
I should be promoting my show, but I'm just like, I'm here.
But are DJ and Michelle, I almost think they're long lost, like brother and sister. Has anyone ever said that?
I mean, they could be.
Yeah, they're very similar to me in their delivery, and especially when they both fail miserably at jokes. Like, it's so funny. Like, they can both bomb a joke and make it funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's really funny too.
DJ does it a lot. It's like his thing, which I respect the shit out of it. He'll go in for anything and give it a shot. We were having some conversation. I think it was in like a group chat. He told a joke and like no one said anything. He was like, I'll just let myself out.
No, I laughed so hard at that. It was like all in the same like bubble. It was like blah 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 da da da. I'll see myself out. I was like, calm down.
Yeah, he's a little bit ridiculous, but I mean, he's funny.
Oh, for sure, he's funny.
So,
all right. So I had a few things I wanted to talk about before we get rolling. We'll do all the housekeeping stuff in a separate thing that everyone will hear first and never know that we talked about it right now. They'll never have any idea till they listen.
Let's have more time that we have to record stuff.
All right. Well, I want to talk about, though, did you hear, I don't know if you have this same phobia, Beth, but Brooke is horrified of spiders to the point of nauseum.
yeah.
And
I would burn down my own house to kill or get rid of a spider.
Yeah, I mean, did you hear the episode of Michelle's about the bananas and the spiders?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, no more bananas.
No, I haven't eaten a banana since, and I have not let my son either. I'm like, get that shit out of your hand.
Especially like when there's something like somewhere it's not supposed to be.
Right.
Like whenever I was like in my early 20s, I used to work at this restaurant, and one time someone found a rattlesnake in a lettuce box. And then after that I was like, I'm not getting lettuce. It's not going to do it. My boss was like, there's no snakes. And I was like, you don't know.
No,
right.
You don't know.
So no.
There wasn't supposed to be when that one was in there either.
Exactly. So no more bananas. I'm not getting any lettuce out of any boxes. Like, it's not happening.
Hey, let's do our shot to Beth and the Untrained Eye. We're so glad to have them, and they're the best. The shot is...
well, I don't have a shot, but I'll drink some wine.
It looks like mouthwash. I'm a little scared.
That was delicious. That's a new shot I made. I call it Blue Balls.
I like it. Oh, that tastes like
Tastes like blueberry.
I was gonna say it tastes like that Jolly Rancher one that we did, or whatever.
I don't know, but that was really good.
But not too sugary sweet. It was yummy.
That was very good. But what I was going to say, there was a story just released that a woman went into her doctor with an earache, and they looked in her ear, and they were like, hang on. This is what the nurse did. The nurse looked in and said, hold, please. She left the room, came back with a team of people.
And a flamethrower?
And
hold her ear.
They basically told her to be very still and not to make any sudden movements. And they removed a live brown recluse from her ear.
Oh my God.
Without it having ever bit her. It's incredible. All those things disgust me.
Yeah. No.
I want to sleep with earplugs in now.
That's what she does. Is they talk to her. She can't sleep without earplugs now.
Because it's obviously a nice, cozy resting place for fucking spiders. Oh, my God. And a brown recluse at that it was like, oh, I'm just going to go snuggle in here. And
yeah, I just can't. I don't know. Like, I don't want anything crawling near me, especially like living inside my body. No.
Yeah.
As I've gotten older, it's gotten worse, but to your story about the lettuce, this happened just like yesterday. We were at Publix, and some weird alien bug crawled out of the door. Me and you saw it, that weird caterpillar with 70,000 legs.
It was on the sidewalk when we were walking up. Yeah, it was like one of those centipedes, but it looked like it was like a centipede and like one of those silverfish bugs, like
mixed.
Had a massive baby because it was like a centipede with like these giant fucking legs. I was like, holy shit, what is that?
Did you kill it?
No, it was booking it like just across the sidewalk. I was like, oh my God. It was, yeah. It was one of those that I didn't feel comfortable squishing it because it was so big.
No, and if it was leaving Publix, you know that there's more in there. Like, it just made me never want to shop there again. It's our only place.
It wasn't coming
it
out
was bouncing
of the store.
From out of there. Yeah, it was.
What I'm trying to do is like tell myself it was not inside the fucking grocery store.
Right.
Because we didn't see it in there. It was just moving away from the front door. So maybe it just was.
Yeah, I mean, you never know because things are around us. Like we're
all the time
encroaching on their territory. So like any space that's like dark and creepy, like you have to imagine there's something there.
Yeah, especially especially in the South too. Like
hot dank shit, man. That likes all this humidity and shit.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, it is a nightmare.
All right, well, I want to jump into listener questions because we've got so many. That's another reason why I reached out, and I'm glad you wanted to come on. We haven't answered any in quite a while, so I've been collecting them. The first one I'm going to ask is pretty sad. It was asked to Uncle Randy, but I'm going to let Beth be the first answer, and then me and you can chime in, babe.
Okay.
It says, "Hey, Uncle Randy, my wife sent me this text this morning." And I quote, "I don't know. I want us to work, but I don't know if it's the best thing anymore. I love you with all my heart. I always will. But I don't know if that's enough anymore. I'm not kicking you out. In my heart, it just feels a little too late." End of quote. And he says, "Do you think it's too late? I admittedly have not been a very supportive husband lately." It's fucked up. Makes me sad.
I mean, give me a real easy one. Jeez.
I know, right? You dove right into that.
That's a damn...
Yeah. I mean, that's hard. Because I think sometimes, like, I don't know how long they've been together, but sometimes it seems like it's a battle that you can't win. But if you try a little bit, then I think that things will start turning around. Like, if he thinks it's completely over, maybe it is, but if there's a little hope there, then maybe he can be supportive and try to do something nice to show her that he's still there for her, and then maybe they can turn that around. Because I mean, who doesn't go through hard times like that? Sure. Where it seems like it's not gonna work, and then you're like, oh, this is great again.
What do you think, babe?
There's a lot there's a lot missing from that scenario. Like what is led up to that? I feel like it can't be out of the blue. You know, like there's had to have been something, possibly, I don't know if like something happened or what, but there definitely needs to be some communication. And possibly, go see Rachel Miller.
Yeah, you go talk to Rachel Miller.
Go talk to our friend Rachel Miller. Is a couples therapist and about to have her PhD and all kind of shit. And because that sucks. That's sad. And
yeah.
I mean, to me, it could be a couple of things, like you're both saying. But I mean, if she sent him a random text like that out of the blue, for one, she could just be so frustrated that it's exaggerated, like we all do. It's off the cuff.
I can't be out of the blue.
You never know. Like I'm saying, that's a possibility. Mm-hmm. If it was something that all of a sudden she's having a terrible day or week, she pops off a comment like that, you got to find out how serious it is. If you've done things and like you said, he hasn't been supportive, so he's got that against him. You got to change that. Right the fuck away. I mean, you got to give that a shot. If that's what she's, that's what she's identified already and having an issue with, you best change it. Change it.
Change it for sure.
It. A Chris D'Elia reference. We share love for Chris D'Elia also.
Yeah. Change it.
Change it. Turn around.
Yes.
I love change it. I use it all. I tell people that all the time. It's nowhere near as funny, but I just like the way it sounds. It comes off the tongue.
Especially when something's just not right. Just change it.
Yeah. But like I was telling this guy, we overcomplicate things, and that's one thing. Like when people, they'll beat around the bush when all they're really trying to say is change it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it gets to the point. But for this poor bastard, I'm sorry, sir. I don't know. None of us can, really identify that without more information. But it sounds like he's not ready to give up, so don't give up, goddamn. Keep working.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just seems so harsh. Like, so you gotta change something and do something, make that lady feel special. She's also probably gotta let you, because a lot of times that's where it gets to as well, is like once like someone's made up their mind, anything that has changed from then on, it's like they don't even let it affect them,
Well, I'm going to go to this one. This one's a doozy. And, of course, it's number 7, so I'm going to skip to it as number 2 because that's how I do things.
It's the huge.
Hey, guys, I think my husband might be bringing someone into our bed. There was a fair bit of what looked like a woman's period blood on the couch and on my side of the bed that he blamed on the dog. I know it wasn't the dog. The dog is fixed. The dog doesn't have any wounds. The dog didn't leave anything anywhere else in the house, and it never did again. My gut tells me that he's cheating. What do you guys think? I'm going to let y'all go first, because for one, I'm still appalled by the description.
I'm appalled, too, because if you did bring a girl in the house and she was on her period and you cheated on your wife in the house with a bleeding woman, you didn't clean that shit up? Like, you're just going to fucking leave it? I'm just confused at all that. Like, it seems like there's other things that maybe happen where she thinks that he's cheating, but that just seems like a pretty bold, like, I'm just going to bring this bleeding chick up in here and fuck her on the couch and in the bed and just leave it.
Yeah, that's gross. Like, I mean, I don't know. That, like, how are you going to blame it on your dog, too, when clearly the dog's not bleeding if it's fixed?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Be better at this, sir. Be better at this if you're going to do it. You're terrible, first off, for a lot of reasons. He's awful for many reasons.
I mean, couldn't he say that he had, like, some kind of, like, E. coli or something? Like, that would have been a better excuse than the dog, if the dog's fixed.
Like...
Yeah, I mean, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, he should have done better. I mean, if he was good at this at all, he would have cut himself or something, to cover up his tracks. He's terrible.
Yeah. I mean, let me find some blood on my bed, though. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
That you know what
not be blaming it on no dogs over here.
Right.
No, hell no.
Let me add to that right now.
Yeah, that's not. Oh, yeah, I would just be cut in my sleep. That's all there would be. There'd be a huge pool on my side now.
Oh, you want to get blood on the bed?
Yeah, it's so weird. Randy got his period.
Yeah. Man, what a bad... But what I was going to say based on the question, and I think it's better even for women, but for men and women, I think your gut is usually right. Mm-hmm. She said her gut tells her that he's cheating. Then he probably is.
Yeah.
Like, that's usually pretty right. Like, you don't want to be irrational. Everybody gets irrational sometimes about some bullshit. But when you're deep gut plus the bullshit period blood and the dog that's been fixed, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smells like the truth.
Uh-huh.
I can't imagine. For one, oh, my God. I could just... Do you think she got down in there and like, oh, motherfucker, this is not dog blood, goddamn. Probably. Women are, I mean, she wants the truth. I think you would do that just to be sure.
Just because I'm psycho.
Get a DNA sample.
Right? Let me
Swabbing
collect.
Yeah. Nope. Get your kid out of your purse. You got a swab kit in your purse.
Yeah.
Nope.
Got like a CSI kit and I put some luminol and shit in there. Psh, psh, psh. What else you doing in here?
Exactly. Testing for fingerprints.
This isn't my ass print right here.
Hey, I gotta give a shout out in the middle of this to Robert, my buddy. since we were children. He always has a thing whenever we're live to make me look at my phone. It's his. Is
he texting you?
Yes, it's just to get me to break every time.
Is it robertowen.net? Prove me wrong.
Yes, but he does it every time. And if I don't respond, he gets upset. And I'm telling you, he wants to see me break, and he got me tonight. That's fair.
What did he say?
Nothing. Just, why aren't you look at this? Are you even seeing this? He does it. He knows how to do it. All right. So yes, we're saying that he probably is cheating. Trust your gut. That's ridiculous.
Yes.
And be better at that, sir. You're terrible.
And bye.
Yeah. Work on lying better.
Or
it's not good.
Yeah, I would be just offended by how terrible at it he was. Like,
yeah.
Also, like, it'd be like number 7 on the things I'd be mad about. But I'd be like, you know what? And you're terrible at this.
Yeah.
Are you even trying to deceive me?
Exactly.
Well,
like, how
and maybe not.
You think I am.
Yeah, like maybe it's to the point where he's like, all right, she's not confronting me about cheating on her yet. Watch this. Hold my beer.
I want attention.
Yeah.
For some, and she's going to kill me.
Uh-huh. That's what you're
I don't know.
That's
Some
what he's
sick
asking
people
for.
might just want to see what they can get away with. I mean, who knows?
Well,
That's
some
crazy.
people dumb. You dumb.
Or dumb. Yeah, be better.
You are so dumb.
All right, so check this.
Really,
I love
really
that.
dumb.
All right, I thought this one was interesting. It's kind of long, but bear with me. I'll summarize, and it'll make no sense when I do it because I'm terrible at this. But it's basically Uncle Randy. This morning after I made breakfast, my wife started doing the dishes. I told her to go rest. She's not feeling well and pregnant. She refused and told me she's doing the dishes for 2 reasons. One, to be nice. The other is so I don't give her shit about not helping out around the house. Around the house, she can let me know that she does indeed help, a.k.a. doing the dishes. I told her that I felt she was being nasty and disgusting, and in my mind, as someone who is not forgiving or trusting of me, she feels it's justified because for years I've gotten upset about her not helping out with chores. Am I wrong to feel that she's being immature and unforgiving? Or is she correct in her feelings to have what I called preemptive ammunition in case we do get into a fight over chores in the future?
Jesus.
All right, let me say this first because he asked Uncle Randy, so I'm going to butt in first. Tell you, first off, you're doing the total wrong thing. If she's pregnant at all, you got to let it go. I mean, you should just not.
Yeah.
You can't worry about what she's saying. But if she's pregnant, you got to give it a pass because hormonally, none of us can understand what the fuck's going on.
No, you're a saint, though.
Brain.
You put up with a lot of crazy when I was pregnant. I'm already here and pregnant. I was like, here. Way up there.
It's a bad business decision as a partner or a husband to be like, hey, you're still going to chip in like you're 100%. You better do everything you did before and some. You big pregnant. I know, but you can't expect that or say that. You got to be open to there's going to be times where she's happy extremely, times where she's sad extremely, time where she's mad for no reason, like she could have been that morning because she sounds like she was kind of saying, hey, fuck you, look, I do help. And he's like, hey, stop. You're being immature. That was mistake number 1. When you said she was being nasty and immature, you fucked up, sir. You got to change it. Change it.
You change it.
Never do that again, sir. Not if you want to stay married. That's bad news.
Agreed. Do you guys have kids, Beth?
No.
No.
Very nice.
Yeah, we just have a cat.
Oh. And that's the you don't even have to really do much with that.
But they can be demons. Cats are either hit or miss. I either love them more than any other animal, or hate them more than any other animal.
Yeah, I'm just not. I don't want a litter box again. I don't want it.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like after this cat goes, because it's like super old. Like that's what we've been thinking about too. Like you want a clean sweep or like something waiting to be petted.
Oh,
so
I like cats, but I think I'm more of a dog person. I like my dogs.
Yeah, I love dogs too. Like we had one, but like she recently passed away. Like how long has it been? Like a year? So not so recently, but it seems like it. But like we both work very far away from our jobs. So it wouldn't be fair for us to get another dog. But I really want to get one.
I know. Yeah, my first child, it'll be 3 years like this. In like next week, I think, is 3 years ago when we put Breeze down. So I get it. Like,
yeah,
that was my first child.
Exactly. And we had her for like 10 years from a puppy, and we just like loved her so much. It was like completely heartbreaking. So I don't even know if I want to go through that again either. Because if you get a puppy, like, you got to know it's not going to last forever.
No, but it's, yeah.
No, I died inside with, I had a dog that was like that and really got to me. And when
you didn't have her from a puppy, though. You just had her for a few years.
No, but I'm saying I let myself be vulnerable. Yeah. I let the dog in, and then the dog died, and it hurt me. And so then I shut myself down and tell myself I don't love animals anymore to protect myself. It's a total save myself, but it hurt.
It's a total lie, too.
Of course it is.
You love John.
Of course I do, but I'm telling you, there's been a whole lot of shit where I've been sad in my life before. That was the only time I can remember, like, boo-hooing, crying. Like, boo-hoo. Yeah. I didn't cry at Papa George's funeral.
I know.
When I had to put that little, and it was a little like teacup poodle, little toy, which is ridiculous. My big ass with a little bitty poodle. But that dog would bite you if you came near me. Like, it was just, that was my little shit. Killed me. I'll never love again, goddamn. I can't do it.
I know. Even Breeze, who was the best dog ever, you were like.
That one hurt, though. I was holding back. I wanted to let a cute couple go, but
like one single tear. I'm like on the floor, like, oh God.
Yeah, like, it's terrible. Like, I don't know. We had to put her down, and we were like scream crying. So I was, at least.
No, I don't judge about that. It's real.
No, I took the day off work, like, made it on a Friday, and still, it's been 3 years. If I think about it too much, still not okay.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
The main reason why I think you've done so well with Breezes is Breeze probably got the best, like, last week of life of any dog I've ever known, because Brooke knew she was putting her down. Like, she had cancer, she had a tumor on her head, and she was a golden retriever. She was awesome. But so she made the call. You know, it was totally up to her. And we just fed her like steaks all week and burgers.
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
Yeah, when I was like, it's time, I like made the appointment for like that Friday, which is like a few days away. So we just gave her everything in the world. Because she wasn't eating very much anyways, because she had literally a tumor like under her skull. Like, it was terrible.
Aww.
And like, so we were just like, here. And then the last day, like before we took her, literally I went and bought her like a big like raw steak and let her eat it, because she wasn't eating a ton anyways. And then I have a picture of her eating the raw steak out of a bowl, and then our pit bull John sitting next to her, like looking at me like, why don't I have a tumor? Like, like, he's so mad.
That's how dumb John is. I just said Wayne because I was replying to Wayne's message. Sorry, Wayne. You're not dumb. It's John, our pit bull.
Our pit bull is so special. He's like, why don't I get to get put down and get steak? Like, he's looking at me.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I'm going to ask this question, because this one I want to ask both of you first. All right. It says, Brooke, I decided to see how long my husband would go before he realized he hadn't hugged or kissed me. However, when it came time for us to go to sleep, I decided to see how long it would take for him to make any physical contact with me at all. It's been over 3 whole days now. Not a kiss, not a touch, not nothing, even while sleeping. What would you do in this situation?
Are you asking Beth first?
Either one of you ladies. Let's let Beth go first, because I do kind of know what you're going to say.
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I don't feel like being touched all the time, so maybe I would let it go on for a while. Or maybe if he thinks she's playing games, maybe he flipped it on her and he's just seeing how long it's going to take her to touch him. Yeah. So I don't know. Like, that's weird that he's not touching her at all, but some people just aren't touchy-feely. Like, I would have to know, like, is he usually a person that would initiate touching her, or is it always her?
Right.
I'm going to take a shot to that answer, and I'll tell you why after I take it, and then we'll let Brooke go.
Sorry, DJ.
You said something very poignant right there, Beth. I think people need to know that are married because it happens with married couples. You get into these games you don't even know you're playing, like of being stubborn, both sides, all the fucking time. It's part of marriage, right? And it's happened to us a million times, and you don't even realize it. And then you catch yourself and be like, we've been competing this whole time. So that was a great answer. That shot, you deserve that shot. That was a great answer. But Brooke would be like, fuck you, you're touching me. I can already tell you. She would just be like,
no, that's what I do. We'll get in bed and I'll be like,
out.
I'll be like, yeah, well, that, or if it's to the point where like my feelings are hurt, because normally it's like either one of us is like, we both initiate all the time.
Sure.
But if it's like, maybe I'm just, I don't know, like feeling some kind of way or whatever, and then I feel like he should be initiating more or whatever. I don't know, I'm a brat. And we'll get in bed and I'll be like, what, you just don't ever want to have sex with me anymore? And it's been like 2 days or something.
We're both that same way. We're identical in that. Yeah. It's not just you.
But except you just pout and are silent. I just can't be silent
until the minute that I roll over and I'm like, this is ridiculous how you're being, even though I've been being the same way for 2 days or a day.
No, that's
it's ridiculous more that you're the one being this way.
If it's you, you'll be like, I just don't know what's going on with us.
I know. What's happening?
So dramatic. And then like after, and then like it all ends in us having sex. Like that's what it always ends in, which is fine. But then it's like everything's normal.
Well, no, that's why what I thought Beth said is so great, because it could be avoided. Like if people would just realize, is there really a problem? Because maybe there isn't. You know, like with these people, like she said, maybe it's just he needs to be told, like, hey, bitch, I've noticed you're not touching me. I want you touching me.
So it's cool that I get in bed and I just pitch a hissy fit and I'm like,
well, that's our thing. So it works great.
Yeah, that's your love language.
Yeah, that's our way.
I like, why don't you just want to sex with me all the time like you always do?
I know. Well, that's fine for us. But not everybody is animals like me and you.
I'm just such a brat.
We both are. It's fine. All right. That's a great answer. We'll go with this one. We'll let Beth go first on this one too. Beth, do you think healing separations can work? My wife just suggested one. Why would she do this? Those healing separations are a new thing. I looked it up after we got this question. It's basically a bullshit excuse to separate and fuck other people.
So it's a separation.
Yeah, it's basically just a separation. But you call it a healing separation. I don't know how and where that came from.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think if you're planning on getting back together, like going and sleeping with other people is a good idea. But if it's like a very intense situation, maybe you need a break, but I don't think it should be a long one. Like maybe you go on a vacation by yourself for a couple days, but you don't, like, I don't think you should be out on the town dating.
Right.
If you're actually thinking of healing and getting back together. I don't think that's really something I would be doing, but it could work for some people. I don't know.
I just don't know mentally, and I mean, again, everybody's different, but in my headspace, like if Brooke came to me wanted a separation, then I would just be like, well, it's done. You know, that's over. It's already been brought into her head. So she's done. And that's it. Like for me, like I just one of those people that once you think it's
over.
It is.
You've already got your foot out the door.
Yeah, if you're already retiring or you're already quitting, then you could be able to. But you know, I just don't know. You know, and that's okay if it ends. We've both been married once. So, you know, it happens.
It's not okay if it ends.
Well, not for me and you, but marriages do end. You know, they do end for people.
Other marriages, sure. But
and and sometimes it's better if you're not good together.
Yes.
To get to where at least before you hurt each other too much, you know, you got to let each other get on the up and up, and it's going to suck no matter what.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But I don't know. Healing separations, that sounds like a new age hooey.
No, that's not.
Why can't they just leave the words what they were? It's just a separation.
It's a separation, and it's pre-divorce is what it is. It's all that is.
So it would be like a trial run to see if you can make it on your own, or
right. Like, and I've heard of people doing like, oh, I just need to go, like you were saying, Beth, like just go have a time on their own or whatever. But what that always ends up in is divorce. Like, it's
okay.
Shit might be better for like a month or two when they get back, and then it's not again. And because I don't know, for me now in this marriage, like I know that that's never the answer. Is like, oh, we just need time apart. Like, no, we need to talk this shit out, figure it out, and get back to normal, and then everything's fine.
Well, yeah, and that's just luckily that's our way. Like ours is always going to be some dumb bullshit. Like we don't fight about anything big. If we fight, it's over the most. I'm not saying that's healthier. It's probably less healthy actually than other people. We fight about things that you should never fight about, and then we don't fight about things that everyone else does. Like there's no big issues ever. With us, luckily, it's always the dumbest bullshit.
It's the fact that you haven't tried to have sex with me in 2 days or something. That's literally the last thing we fought about. And then it was fine after 20 minutes.
2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Or it felt like 20 minutes.
You're giving me too much credit.
Yeah, that's awesome that the woman's exaggerating.
All right, so Beth, tell me if DJ's like this, or is he a different kind of husband? Every time I try to talk to my husband about something, he accuses me of arguing. No, I don't have a tone in my voice, and yes, I calmly talk to him. I pick times when I know he isn't busy or stressed or anything. He tells me to stop starting shit and to shut up.
Jeez.
Sounds like DJ. He claims when he says No, I'm kidding. Totally. I love DJ. I'm just giving him shit.
DJ's like the nicest guy ever.
100%.
Like, what kind of marriage do you think we have?
We love you guys. That's what I'm saying. But her husband, he claims that when he says the conversation is over, it's supposed to be over. Goddamn.
Oh.
That's some crazy ass shit right there.
Okay, bye.
What do you think about a husband talking to his wife that way, Beth? How does that make you feel?
Angry? Because you're supposed to be equal partners, and if you can't feel like you're being heard, what are you even doing? Like, it feels like he doesn't respect her, clearly. If he's telling her to shut up or that the conversation's over when he's done talking. What year is it?
Right.
Well, let me tell you what would happen if I did that to me. If I looked at her and I said, this conversation's over, goddamn, because I said it was, I would get punched straight in the nose. Like, as soon as I did the finger drop, bam, right in the nose. There would be nothing.
Oh, or I would just laugh in your face because you're obviously kidding.
I'm talking about if I did it and
if not, then you totally deserve that.
Or, yeah,
100%.
If you were being serious, absolutely.
I don't know. Like, it baffles me, some people with that this shit really but this really happens to people, you know? Like, this is real shit. It's crazy. I can't imagine it. I'm like you. Like, that, it sounds like her husband read the 1942 article about how to take care of your man. Like, don't give him any stress when he gets home from work because he's been working all day. Don't drop any issues on him. He should be able to sit. You be silent. Have a smile on your face, little lady.
Yeah, he's all but saying, "Bitch, get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich." Like, that's fuck no.
I mean, I hope he's not. I hope he's not hitting her. But my advice to her is like, if that's real, this is all legit, and there's not another side to it. Hopefully. The hitting, something's coming after that. Like, damn, don't let this escalate. If he's talking to you that way, it doesn't have to be
physical though. Like, that's verbal. Like,
of course it is.
He's for sure trying to
control her.
It's a control thing. He's verbally
diminishing her,
making her feel like she's not worth shit. So she has to stay with him. And fuck that guy.
Yeah,
I really want them to go talk to Rachel Miller so she can tear him a new asshole.
Well. To that leads into the next question. This is funny because this is another long story. I'm going to summarize it for you. But basically, this husband and wife, they've been together since they were younger. When they were younger, they partied, they drank. He got a DUI one time just because they were out drinking. Nothing big. It got taken care of. And they still drink socially, right? He had no idea, according to his question, that they were on the brink of a divorce or separation. She said she wanted it to be over with. He convinced her to do counseling. So they go to counseling. He thought it would be like good. She bombarded, like the counselor said to be open. So she said, I think he's a fucking raging alcoholic. He's miserable to me. He's mean. He gets abusive verbally, very close to being abusive physically. And I don't want him around my kids. And he's acting like he was flambasted. Is that a word? Flambasted?
No, but I like
flambasted a word?
Yeah.
We'll make it a word. He was flambasted. That's definitely not a word, but he was
blindsided.
He was great word.
Yeah.
Blindsided at the counseling, and he couldn't retort. Like he was like, "Holy shit." Because, in his mind, he's not an alcoholic. He said when he drinks, he does get a little handsy. So that sounds to me like, yeah, maybe you're abusive, sir. Maybe she's right. Maybe you need to change it. You need to get some help, sir. You got a problem. But so let me get back to the question. What was the last part? Yeah, she called me because I was unprepared for this. She used to love me. She used to be attracted to me. Now she dresses like she's 18. She's 35. And she goes out and parties all the time. She's reconnected with an old boyfriend, and they talk on an app on her phone. She considers us separated. Her single friends are getting in her head, I think. I'm crushed. What can I do to get her back to how she was before? That's all the same guy. So the guy that she's saying is alcoholic, that is a handsy when he drinks, right? Had a DUI in the past. She sounds over it, and now she's like separated and being single, which she can do if they're separated. I mean, if they're on their way to divorce, she has every right to do that. But what do you think?
Well, one, that she brought him to a marriage counselor to talk about his drinking. It seems like maybe she brought him to a safe space so she could talk about it in front of a person that he wouldn't be able to retaliate. Maybe he should start AA or like start with not drinking, even if he doesn't think he has a problem, because most people don't think they do.
Right.
So that, and like if she's like dressing young and like trying to get the attention of other men, it seems like she's already over the situation anyway. So I don't think that there's going to be redemption.
Agreed.
But maybe you could start by slowing down on the drinking.
Yeah, this guy clearly has a drinking problem. I mean, it's if his wife went to measures to take him somewhere, like to a counselor, and then start talking about it. My guess is she probably tried to address it with him at some point, and all he did was fly off the handle and like tell her that she was lying or that she's crazy or whatever. Like guys always fucking say, like, "No, you're just crazy, dumb bitch."
What if he's the same guy that said this conversation's over?
He probably is.
It sounds like they could be the same guys. He's sending it from
brothers,
email accounts, because that's kind of piling onto that question.
Yeah, but he needs to take a little look at him in the mirror, a little introspective, and because it sounds like there might be a problem there that he needs to address.
I think you both nailed it. All I could say is I think she's 100% done. If she's already back out partying, free, and feels like she got this, because if she went and took you to a safe place, like Beth said, so she could unload on your ass because you've been terrible. She probably feels like that's a weight off her, like, whoo, shit, all right, well, goddamn, woo, I lived.
And if that didn't change anything, like, I mean.
Yeah, he needs to fix himself, because actually before long, not only will you be divorced, you're headed toward not having anybody.
Or your kids.
Or you need to fix yourself. You need to not worry about the marriage. That go bye-bye.
That's the part that bothers me, is that there's kids involved with it too that are also going to be impacted by, like, dude, bruh, get your shit together. You got kids that, like, maybe your marriage is over. Like, forget that. Move on. Focus on being a better person, period, so that you can be a better dad.
Yeah, and shout out to Wayne again. Damn, the powerful Wayne. He said you meant flabbergasted, and he's absolutely right.
He is right.
That's funny.
I said flambastard, didn't I?
You sure did. Wayne is he was acquired. I think he was a Michelle Guild fan that has now started watching our streams. So thanks.
I don't know. I love Wayne. Powerful Wayne is welcome anytime. He is a genius.
He was all up in the Garbage Kitchen episode too, because I was the StreamYard host, so I saw all the comments on the computer while I was trying to comment.
That was so bad.
I still think Flambastard should be a word.
I like it. Make it a
word. I
word.
like Flambastard, but I did mean flabbergasted.
Go to Wikipedia and make it a word.
All right, so we all agree that this dude's a super sack of shit that probably beat his wife at some point.
How would you spell that?
I'd say Flambastard.
Like
a
bastard?
bastard? Yeah,
okay.
Flambastard.
That might be the name of this episode.
No, totally could
like
be.
It.
All right, Beth, my husband won't stop inviting people over without talking to me first. It is really starting to piss me off. Will I come across as a shitty, spiteful wife if I say something about it?
I mean, you should definitely say something about it because maybe he doesn't understand that it's pissing you off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there was some backstory to this. Let me fill you in because it was not a long one. They've been together for a while. Since they were younger. He's always had a ton of people over. They were partiers, but they're getting older. She's, she doesn't really like that anymore.
Sounds like us.
Yeah, she's ready to have some quiet nights at home sometimes, and he has his buddies over every single night to play like, Nintendo and shit and PlayStation and all that.
Nintendo, baby, you're so cute.
I'm not a big gamer. Everyone just learned I'm not a gamer.
He's like playing Atari.
Yeah. But so she's clearly ready to like move to the next phase, which there's nothing wrong with staying in that phase if your wife is cool with that, but
it sounds like she's not though.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, clearly communication, you have to tell someone that you're not happy with that all the time. Maybe say yeah, you can have your friends over maybe on every other Saturday, not every day.
Right.
Yeah, and let me tell you, men
seems reasonable.
Men are stupid. We are simple creatures. If you have not told us that bothers you, we may never think twice about it. If you've absolutely never told him that pisses you off, you really can't be mad at him.
All the eye rolls and loud sighs do not compute. They don't see that. They don't hear it. It's all for you.
It's something to get pissed off about when they don't pick up the cues.
Right. I'm guilty of it for sure.
We all are in our own ways. That goes both ways. Guys, we think you should know when something's bothering us too.
Yeah, but we do.
I know, but you got to say so on both sides. I'm giving advice to everybody and me. You got to say it because I'm probably the worst about not saying stuff until it boils.
No, then you just get mad at me for asking you 1,000 times what's wrong.
Yeah,
and then you're like, no, that's fucking wrong. I'm like, oh, really?
You have narrowed it down now over the years to where you can get it out of me within a day or two what used to take a month or two. You've definitely gotten... You'll have it... By the time we're retired, you'll be getting it out of me right away.
Yeah. Well, why does it take you so long to say what's wrong?
I don't know. I mean, I've definitely got...
Just curious.
I've got trauma somewhere. I don't know. I've got damage where I don't like to drop I hate to give bad news. I hate to say no. I hate to acknowledge when there's that's really a personal thing that I know about myself. And Brooke, I mean, of all the people in the world, I mean, I should be the most okay with at least giving it to her, and I'm better with her than other people, but there's still room to improve even with her. I can acknowledge that.
Is it more because you're a perfectionist? You don't want to, or you don't want to admit that anything is wrong, and you just want you want to try and get over it yourself, but even though you can't, you have to talk to me about
some of that. I don't want to have to rely on which is, I mean, I'm better about that. I rely on you for a lot of shit that I would never with other people, but yeah, I could improve there. I mean, you're going to pop immediately. We've said that for years. Brooke's going to be like, I hate that. You're the worst. And then it's over. I'll know immediately, which is great for me, where I'm going to be like,
it's never a mystery if I'm mad.
I'm going to say everything's fine when it's not for a couple days. And then I'll finally say, you know what? I was upset and you should have known.
Oh,
and
no.
she'll be like, I did know, and I asked you. And I'll say, I know you
And I
did.
asked you 8,000 times, and then you got mad at me half a dozen times. I'm not fucking, why you keep asking me if something's wrong? Nothing's wrong. And then a day later, you're like, something's wrong.
Let me tell you, though, also, as a man, there's nothing more demasculinizing. That's another word I'm making up. I don't think is real, but it might be. Than when you have to admit that you were wrong and you know it. And like after 2 days, I'm like, okay,
when it's just
you're right,
us, it doesn't matter.
But still, it can all be avoided. If we go back to what you both said, just tell them that you don't like the buddies being over. And avoid all this that we just talked about and all of Randy's problems. If you just say, hey, don't like it.
Like, I feel like people fight in completely, like, every couple fights in different ways because, like, I feel like whenever we get mad, I tend to give DJ the silent treatment a lot because, like, I'm angry, but I'm also, like, trying to, like, mull over what I'm mad about and also try to figure out if I'm being completely ridiculous, which I usually am. But I'm like, I don't want to say something that I don't mean or will regret saying later, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut and give you the stank eye.
That's Randall.
That's a 15 times better description than what it just took me 10 minutes to dance around. We're the same.
No.
Yep, that's exactly what he does.
So, I mean, usually like we don't fight for very long, and it seems like we don't fight over like the big stuff either.
Right.
Like it's just random things that pop up, but like when it hits, like sometimes it's like a hurricane, but it's usually not that often.
Yeah, I'm always the hurricane immediately.
Yeah. Powerful whirlwind of anger.
Hey, the powerful Dave Chaffee just chimed in. I want to get his comment in. He just said men have to be domesticated to a certain extent. And he's right. Powerful Dave competing tomorrow night in the podcast of the Roundtable semifinal. Everybody tune in. I've said from the jump, you better expect Dave to bring it this time, big time. I feel like he's got something.
I know.
I'm kind of scared and thrilled. But yeah, Dave will be on there kicking ass tomorrow night. But that's exactly how it's funny because we're so opposite. I don't know how DJ is, Beth, but Brooke is so like immediate. Like I'll know right away. Like she's like, okay, if I messed up, I'm sorry. If you messed up, you're wrong. Let's be done with this. And I'll sit there and stew on it. I'll be quiet.
I'll flip my lid, even if I'm the one that fucked up or whatever. Like I will still demand that we talk about it and move the fuck on. Like let's hash this out. We talk about it and then let's get over it because I cannot sit here for a fucking week with you pouting.
Well, you know my tendencies, like Beth was saying too. Like you kind of know each other's fight language, and so now I'll give you all the credit. You've gotten way more preemptive in the last just like year, where you're like, I know where this is going. I don't have 3 days. Let's get it over in a day. Let's stop it now. Like used to, you'd sit back and ride the wave of.
No, I don't have the patience for that shit
anymore.
No,
so it's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and like if I realize I'm being ridiculous, sometimes I can bring myself out of it too. So why be miserable for the next week whenever you can just realize that?
I know, that's very big of you. Randall very rarely does that. Occasionally he has.
Yeah, it's hard to for me. Like the thing is, baby. I know I'm in. Like when I'm wrong, I know it, and I know it half the time that it takes for me to get there. I knew it. If it took me a day, I knew it at 12 hours that I was being ridiculous. Now I'm just trying to figure out how to not be so ridiculous in acknowledging that I was ridiculous.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
No, usually at the end of the day, like you end up. Even if it was something that you were like upset with me about, you end up more upset with yourself for letting 4 days of pouting and not talking to me make you're more mad at yourself. And then it's like,
of course I am, because it's ridiculous. It's not good behavior. I've always.
But then it's like,
that.
Oh, baby, don't be mad. And then it's like, oh, but no. And then we're fine.
I wish I could say it was some sort of a cruel reverse psychology, but it's not. It's just being. Beth knows. I'm an internalizer, I
don't understand that. I just want everybody knows if I'm if I'm not in a good mood for whatever reason.
Well, let me give you an example, Beth. This is how Brooke is, where we're different. This is the Married AF beat on ourself episode, which we need to have these every now and again. But where if someone comes up to me and Brooke together, we're standing there and they're like, "Hey, will you please come over tomorrow and cook me dinner?" Brooke will say, "No, fuck no, never. Not going to happen." I'll be like, "You know what? Probably." That's what I'll say. You know what? Maybe. I think so. We'll probably be able to cook you dinner. And
even though in his head he's like, hell no. And then I'm like, why the fuck did you say that?
I'm like, because I don't want everyone to be all upset. I have an issue with like, there's something with me that's bad wired with that, and I hate it about myself. It's my biggest flaw.
I have a problem saying no also. Like DJ, if someone asks him if he wants to hang out, he'll just be like, no.
I can't do it. Brooke's the same way.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll have to think about it.
Dude, we would have people over. Let me tell you my tactic, Beth. This is crazy, but it's the truth. When we would have people over, when I was ready for everyone to get the fuck out, I would just slide out and go to bed. I wouldn't tell anyone. I would go like to the bathroom and because, you know, whatever. Y'all just party it up. I'm out. And then people would ask things.
An hour later, where's Randall?
Yeah, and then Brooke would come in there at like 2 a.m. You son of a bitch.
Motherfucker.
I had to entertain those bastards.
You told them all to come over, and then you leave me out there with them until fucking 2 a.m. Because he wants me to be the bad guy because I will be. Because I'll be like, I need to go to bed. I'll get the fuck out. And he's not going to do it.
You are capable of being the better bad guy. It's crazy.
Why does it always have to be me?
You're just skilled.
And why can't people take the hint on when it's time to leave?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, that too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I take the hint when I'm at somebody's house. Like if they yawn once, I'm like, "Oh, we're out of here."
We don't even need the hint to be dropped. We're usually wanting to go home before
You're right.
any hints are dropped. But yeah, we don't have to deal with that anymore because we don't do any of that.
No, we're on the same page as far as that goes now. But I mean, I'll be like, they look like they might yawn here in a minute. It's time to go. We're staying past our welcome.
We were here for 10 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly how I am as well, because I don't want to be that person that is just hanging out and someone's like, man, I really want you to leave now. I don't want you around anymore.
Yeah,
like, well, I think I'll just stay.
I'm not good at like fake small talk either. Like I'm kind of socially awkward like that. Like when it comes down to if there's nothing really to talk about and it's weird, like I can't do that. I'll just be like, you know what, this sucks. I got to go drop a deuce.
That was his out.
And I'm going to bed really.
As soon as he would say that, I would look at him with like fucking lasers, like, you motherfucker. And I would call him out sometimes and be like, hell no. You're going to go to the bathroom, you're going to come your fucking ass right back out here and socialize, or everybody's leaving. Like, which one is it?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what's more cruel, Beth. Eventually she got to where she pulled that on me. Where she'd be like, oh, my stomach hurts. I'll be back. Never.
So you got to kick everyone out or just hang out with them?
I did. There's a couple times.
Or when when I was pregnant?
Well, when you're pregnant, you got to pass on everything.
I know, but that was a way for me to ease my way into like being, I get to go to sleep now. I'm pregnant. Bye. I don't want to hang out.
Sorry.
So tired. See ya.
So I guess we're all in agreement that just tell him that you're tired of him inviting people over, and start with like a couple of days a week that he's like, be like, hey, can we cut it in half or? Whatever.
Yeah, because if it's always been the same way and now you're trying to change it up, clearly he's not going to know.
Right. I mean, that almost sounds like my first marriage.
Oh, for sure. That is your first marriage.
Like, everybody coming over every night to smoke weed and play video games? Cool.
Every night.
Bye.
Yeah.
At least cut it back some. But I'm not like worried about those two or anything. Like she just needs to tell him, hey, let's
it's just like
get on the same page here.
I believe DJ said this in the chat earlier too, where he's like, I think it all just boils down to communication, right? Like, which it really all does. Just fucking talk to each other and tell each other how you feel. That's really what it means. Like, you got to have at least one person that is willing to just always talk about their feelings and then pull it out of the other person, because that's me.
Yeah,
in a relationship. I'm like, this is how I feel all the time. You're gonna always know, always, how I'm feeling, whether it's with my face or my mouth.
Yeah.
And then if I see something on his face, then I'm gonna make him tell me what's happening.
That's
and it
true.
works.
You need a leader that's going to lead the communication for sure, and I'm totally okay with acknowledging that would be you for us. Gratefully, because I would be the worst if we were both me. Disaster.
Well, that's what it boils down to. Also, is that you can't have two people that are exactly the same kind of personality like that. Like we found that with our first marriages, like both of us.
Yeah,
like you can't have two people with too much of the same dominating characteristics, because then it's like, oh, we need some like yin and yang here.
Yeah, I think your piss and vinegar mixture needs to offset each other. You know, like how much you both have needs to be a little off. You know, it sounds like I think Beth and DJ.
Am I the piss to your vinegar?
Yeah, you're the piss to my vinegar. You're definitely the piss to my vinegar. All right, this is a great question. This is for all of us. I think we can all weigh in on this. Hey guys, I've noticed the Civilized Creatures Network is becoming legit. Well, thank you. I guess that we sucked, but now we're becoming legit. That's great. What do you see the future holding for the creatures? Are you welcoming more shows at this time?
Oh,
is that someone from a podcast?
Yes, definitely.
Somebody from a podcast did reach out, actually.
I know we've had a couple, but
and I didn't know how to answer it, and I meant to tell you, and then I forgot.
I don't know either, because I always just take it to all of our crew, and we just everything's open for discussion.
It's
but what I would say
that
is
they want to
thank
be
you.
Involved. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I agree. It's gotten fucking awesome. Bringing on Beth and DJ and Michelle at the same time, a double whopper.
I know. It is.
Yeah, I mean, we're really excited to be part of it, and I'm glad that you're not like what was that guy from the earlier question? Like, enough talking. I'm making all the rules here.
Hell no. I don't know enough. Like, I'm the first to acknowledge, like, in anything, like even in my professional life, my whole life, I've always been one that you use your resources, like all of them. I hate any kind of a micro in any way. I hate even the name of a manager. I think it's a ridiculous name. I refuse. Like, just in everyday life, you got to use everybody's head, because that's what's cool about we have so many good ideas and way more smarter people than me. So fuck that. I take it to the smart people to decide. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
I feel like we got
to the greater group.
Yeah, and we've got some awesome shit coming. I'll just be honest with you. To me, the funnest thing, we've done the three funnest things we've done in podcasting have been Podcast of the Round Table, although stressful, is very fun. Mm-hmm. Game night that we did when we tried to have Beth and DJ on, and that was funny in itself and fun because we saw ourselves in them. But
I'm
the game
impressed
night
with
was
your
so
internet
fun.
now, by the way. It's
awesome.
Yeah.
And then we dumped Garbage Kitchen on top of that, and I threw up in the other room like 15 times, which was great.
It was really.
I think
so you like crawled back out and
that was the funniest shit.
Funniest
so
part,
have you seen that? When he did that, all I could think of was did you see the CNN reporter that was like doing the serious newscast when his kids came in, and then like his wife comes crawling in the room to grab the kids? That's all I could think of when Randall did that. I was like, that's just like that shit, because he was on his hands and knees like.
That was so good though.
It was hilarious.
But I mean, I was so wrong about like I knew that it would be fun to watch. Like that Garbage Kitchen would be totally fun to watch. I knew from when Michelle, from hearing it on her show, and then when she was like, I would love to do it as a live thing. Like I was like, oh shit, that's gonna be great. Mm-hmm. But then when they did vanilla ice cream and condiments, I was like, how bad could that be? Then I went and bought the condiments, and Michelle and Larry agreed to them. I was like, this is going to be.
No, I came home and saw clam juice on the counter, and I almost divorced you. Right then.
It was
and
bad.
Was like.
Yeah. And you kept on suggesting, you're like, hey, make Brooke do that one.
I know. I was like, motherfucker.
I still feel like if everyone goes back and watches, you were a soldier, babe. Like you did very little. Like it wasn't you got more sick watching other people when they ate something gross than when you ate the same gross thing. Now, when Michelle got gangster and did the pickled herring, I threw up all over the place. I mean, it was the worst thing I've ever seen.
So bad for her. I was like, why did you do this to yourself? Like,
and she let it sit. Like I watched it back.
She sat there with it in her mouth. Like I was like, go.
It makes my jowls start watering, and I was like, I could feel the puke because I was like, is it melting in her mouth? Like, what's happening? Is there? Oh, it's so bad.
I was like, what's happening? Either just swallow it or go spit it out or something. Yeah, I just. No, it was
gangster.
Yeah.
It was a great choice, and she picked the vanilla. I mean, that's all Michelle's. Whatever she wants to do with it.
No, that's her brainchild.
Vanilla ice cream was spot on. I would have been wrong.
I could literally hear Randall, like the wall of this room doesn't even like bump up to our bedroom wall. It bumps up to our bathroom, which is like another like 10 feet to like the bedroom, which I know he was laying on the bed, and I could hear him like twice, like. I was like, and I had headphones on, so I was like,
I'm sure that helped with your gag reflex, like hearing him choking.
Yeah, it's a good thing I got a pretty good one, but like, because I knew that I could do the garbage kitchen just because, like, just so many years of, I don't know, for some reason, like, just being able to down a bunch of shots that I fucking hate. I'm like, I could do this. Like, you just swallow it really fast, and then you just deal with the aftertaste in your mouth for a minute, and like.
Speaking of that, though, answer Joe B about how bad the sesame oil was, because I think that was the worst for you.
It was the worst. It was number one, the fucking worst. Because
powerful Joe B.
For one, yeah, Joe B gets it obviously because I put too much.
You did dump a shitload.
I had no idea how fucking strong and invasive that shit was. I put too much because I was trying to match like Michelle did teriyaki or what?
Soy sauce, which would have been fine. That's just salty.
Love soy sauce.
I fucking love soy.
Yeah, it's salty.
It's just salty. Sesame oil is. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just
like what do you even do with sesame oil? Like what is it?
You cook for like fried rice. You put this much.
You put like a dot.
It is so strong and like smoky. Like they literally use a droplet. And she was like,
so not a spoonful with ice cream.
Not as much. And it was like I literally the next day, probably 24 hours later, after brushing my teeth multiple times and eating different things, I could still taste it in the roof of my mouth like 24 hours later. And it was awful because it's oil, and so it just stays there.
Yeah,
and it's like it literally tasted like somebody took, I don't know, I guess sesame seeds and lit them on fire and then like poured gasoline on them and lit them on fire again, and then you ate them, and that's probably what it tastes like. It just never.
Is it spicy too, or
no? It's just It's not spicy at all. It's just very invasive. Like it just never leaves your mouth, and like
I've tasted it when I used like a little too much on fried rice that I've made, and it does kind of taste like, to me, a burnt tire, and and that's from way less than what she ate on, because when she poured it on her vanilla ice cream, I was like, no,
you should have come in here and fucking slapped that shit out of my hand.
Yeah, you crawled in.
You should have crawled in and like knocked my hand out.
Well, that was the same way that was the same way Michelle did with the clam juice. She's dumping it and was running over it, and I was like, no.
Oh, I dumped it in the little. I think I had, because you had me like 6 little like bowls and ramekins of fucking vanilla ice cream in here, and like that was I just poured it in there. I just didn't get any chunks of the clam. I don't think. I don't know. I shook it and then put it in there, but
it can't be good though, because it's $1.
The sesame oil was worse than the clam juice to me, because the vanilla ice cream actually masked a lot of the clam juice. There was no masking that sesame oil.
Did you see the pickled herring though? The chunk and the shiny skin. Could y'all see this? Like I saw the skin and it was like
the shiny skin.
Oh, so bad. It just looked like very crunchy.
And Brooke was getting pissed off at me because I was watching the Michelle video she put on Twitter of like her opening her mystery ingredient.
Earlier that day.
And she'd be like,
he watched it. Like, he was like, "Did you see this?" And I was like, "No." And then he watched it, and it was like 8 times later. I was like, "How many times are you watching that?"
Because it was the funniest shit.
Because it was literally just like he left it on his phone, and it was just like over and over. Michelle going, "Huh, huh," and I was like, "Can you turn that off, please?"
But I'm just thinking, like, to myself, like, I know eventually at some point, hopefully I'll go on that show. I want to be like way after a lot of people have tried it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll puke, and that's fine. I'm okay with doing it on TV, but I want everyone else to go first.
He's not doing it with ice cream, though.
But that's the thing.
Yeah, I don't want to do it with ice cream.
Michelle can do 1,000,000 shows with ice cream. And just keep, who knows? All the different, it's endless possibilities.
Randall can't do it with ice cream. Because anything with cream.
Like, I don't share dairy products, Beth. I'm a weird about my dairy products. It's another one of my issues, but I wouldn't.
Like, what do you mean you don't share?
I wouldn't let anyone in my life take a sip of, like, my glass of milk.
Oh.
Except for Brooke. And it's maybe one every once in a while. Like, she even knows I don't like to do it. Or eat my ice cream off my spoon. Like, if somebody's like, "Hey, let's share," I'm like,
when Gunnar was a baby, you did.
But usually I'd be like, "Take it."
But no,
it's yours.
Right? And now you do that. But when he was like much younger, like, and his mouth wasn't like full of teeth.
Yeah.
There's something to me about the drool of dairy. Like when someone drinks from your glass of, milk leaves a trail, right? Like, and you see that it's been in there. I don't know. I got problems.
Yeah. And then I'm not a huge milk or I like cheese products, I guess, but I'm not a big milk person. Like, I don't drink milk. We don't even really buy milk.
Neither does Brooke. But I love milk. I like it with ice in it. I'm a freak.
Yeah, it seems like it would be better ice cold, but I don't know. I don't like how thick it is. I don't like drinking it.
Yeah, the only time, and I've gotten better as an adult. I used to be like, hell no, never am I drinking milk. But now with like cake and cookies and stuff, like especially like Oreos or like chocolate chip cookies, like yes, I will like drink a little bit. But yeah,
Michelle's saying that we're gonna do a steak episode for
that's what
when
she
Randy
said.
comes on, and she said we're gonna do like Hershey syrup on steak.
That's not even bad. That's not even bad, Michelle.
To me, that sounds terrible. But then she said ranch dressing, and that would be delicious.
Well,
I do that anyway.
He'll put ranch dressing can't be included in the condiments for he'll eat anything.
I'll shovel that down my gullet right
now. He'll
just
drink ranch dressing out of the container, basically.
All right, well, we got one last question I want to ask all of us, and this is just ridiculous. How much would it take for each one of you, in real American dollars, not pesos, American dollars.
Okay, we're not talking pesos.
To butt chug one beer.
I don't know.
How much money? I'll do it for $1,000.
Sure. That's
$1,000. I'll butt chug a beer right the fuck
So it depends on who's in the room. Like I'm not doing that with anybody else in the room but you. Because you gotta have your butt out.
I know. I'm just saying to the world right now, if somebody's got $1,000 cash, I'll butt chug that motherfucker.
I'll do that for $1,000, probably even less if it's just.
Yeah, if I'm feeling freaky, I might do
$500.
I'll go $100. I'll be the bitch. I'll go $100 if it's just me and you.
Yeah, if it's in front of a crowd, I have to have more.
What about you, Beth? How much is it going to take to get you to butt chug a beer?
I'm not really that interested.
No.
Well, I'm not interested either. But if they want
$1,000, I guess. If it's like you said, if it's
just like a beer enema, I guess, right?
There's Todd.
Yeah, wouldn't that make you get drunk fast too? Isn't that the thing?
I guess so, but it couldn't have been. It can't be that bad. It can't be that bad.
Then the second one you might do for $100.
Right.
Listen to this. We got Todd. Todd just chimed in. He said, "I figured Randy for the type of guy that would eat skull on his ice cream. I would do that." Michelle said that she'd butt chug a beer for $3.
It's
Joe B said for the price of the beer.
Right. It's not that. That's not that big of a challenge to me. If it's as long as I'm not having to do that in front of a whole shitload of people.
I don't know. I got to be paid to shove a tube up my ass. Like, you got to pay me something.
I had to do that before having a baby.
You did. That's true. I mean, I'm just saying, you're going to have to pay me a little cash.
There's no shame anymore. After going through all that, getting ready to have a baby, and there's no shame anymore. There's no modesty, no shame, and nothing.
Yeah.
Joe B says, you buy the beer, I'll butt chug.
Right. I'm with you, Joe. I'm with you, Joe.
Has anybody in the chat actually butt chugged before? Like, I've never met anyone that's actually done it.
I've never even heard of it until that fucking movie with like John Cena.
Have you ever known anyone to butt chug?
I heard of it when they were electing that Supreme Court guy or whatever. Boofing, is that what that is? I think that's the first time I ever heard of it.
Yeah, the guy that was on had to go before Congress and shit to get confirmed, and they were beating him up about his beer drinking past.
Who?
I forget his name.
It's
what
like
the fuck was
Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Oh, Kavanaugh, the guy that the guy that had all the fucking. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
that guy.
So,
I bet he butt chugged.
I like to drink. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Joe B saw it on 1,000 Ways to Die. I'm wanting to know. Todd has poured liquor in his ass when he was a young, dumb kid.
Jesus. That's intense.
Damn. Liquor.
Yeah.
That seems like it would burn.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Like, ouch. Was it worth it?
Right. Beer at least has like the carbonation maybe to offset like
the fizzies.
Right. Like, woo.
Like, because I've chugged or I've done funneling beer. I mean, a lot. I used to do that a shit ton. And
That's what it is.
like you would get the foamy, the burp. You always get a burp. What happens in the ass? Do you get an ass burp? And is that a fart?
That's a fart, but it's more like a queef because it's more just because of the stuff
yes,
going
it's an ass queef. You're right.
Because it's not really because of gas inside your body. It's because of the like liquid in your canal.
Powerful Dr. Muddington is in the chat. And he said, Joe B said, I learned it on 1,000 Ways to Die. Powerful Dr. Muddington just said, more like 1,000 ways to live.
Yes, Muddy.
But yes, everyone should agree that is definitely a queef. If you butt chug and you get the ass burp, that's a queef.
Yeah, because that's from just like, that's not a internal.
So if a guy wants to queef,
you got to butt chug. That's the answer.
It's insane. How do we get there? Well, I guess it's a question. It's a butt chug question. So
there's a question about butt chugging. Yeah.
Yeah, this is really going to help somebody.
I wonder if
this is the hard hitting issues that people need to know about.
Last, but I wonder if Michelle can incorporate that in the garbage kitchen.
No.
Why?
As like a bonus terror.
No, you're not doing butt chugs on. No, I feel like we get banned from. We for sure get like taken down from.
That
Facebook.
would get reported.
And I mean, do they keep on using the same funnel? Like, what do you?
Yeah, there's a whole lot of issues there.
There's all kinds of no. That's just no.
Dave was saying that there's such a thing as ass douche.
Of course, Dave knows that.
Yeah, Dave is the man to go to with these kind of questions.
Just douche.
Yeah,
it's called an enema.
I guess, that is an enema, right? I mean, I just use our bidet. It is a blaster. It's basically the same thing.
Bidet. There you go. That's our ad for Bio Bidet.
Yeah,
just get one of those.
Promo code MarriedAF.
There you go. 10% off Bio Bidet.
10% off your ass douche or your butt chug. It's just going to be water though. But how would here's the thing, and this is the last thing I'm going to talk about the ass chug, but no one has stepped up and said that they've done it, so no one knows. But how do you pull? Like when you funnel a beer, you pull with your throat.
You're like swallowing. Yeah.
You use the open and closing of your throat.
Is it just gravity, like in that movie with John Cena, where they just do a keg stand, but shove a funnel down his butt?
Yeah, but are you doing like you can't see it on camera, but are you pulling on it?
Are you doing Kegels with your butt? Or was that clenching?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Dr. Muddington says you do it. Do you butt chug before or after they blow Coke up your ass with a straw? I would say after.
I feel like Coke would like constrict it. Like,
yeah, it would hold it, tighten it up. I don't know.
Cinch it up.
This went into sin
and then
quickly.
make you shit your pants.
Immediately. That was super fun. That's all that we've got for you, Beth. You handled it like a champion. You're the best.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me on, guys. I really wanted to meet you. So I'm glad we finally got to.
You're the best. Fine. Now we can get DJ on soon. I want to listen. I want to have a competition with him and Michelle on who can bomb the most in a row intentionally and who gets uncomfortable first. Because I don't know if any of them would. It would be a stalemate. They can both bomb and be like, what? Okay, I'll leave.
Yeah, they're both comfortable with it.
But that's the funniest part.
It is. It's the best part.
Then you're not really bombing because then, it makes me laugh. I'm just letting y'all know. It makes me laugh.
Dude,
you're not bombing.
I've never laughed so hard to a written joke as when DJ said his joke and said, all right, I'll see myself.
No, I laughed so hard, especially because it was all in the same fucking, thought.
Within,
same bubble.
He didn't even wait for anyone to say that was crappy. He was
dot,
I know
I'll see
it's
my
crappy.
way out.
I'm out. Hey, Dave Chaffee posted a link to an anal douche. I think he's going to win. It's actually called an anal douche on Adam and Eve, which you can use his code to buy some anal douche.
It's not just an enema. It's not. Okay.
Wayne says you have to relax your ass muscles and let it happen.
Uh-huh.
Wayne knows everything, goddamn. So if Wayne says it, I'm going to take that as the gospel.
Is this like Lisa's husband, Wayne?
I don't know. It doesn't look like that, Wayne, but he does have a powerful beard.
No, because I think he's he's a Michelle.
He's a friend of Michelle.
Yeah. So awesome. We'll believe you, Wayne.
All right. Well, we're going to end on the butt chug because that's a good place to go. All right. Well, Beth, do you want to tell them where they can find the Untrained Eye and all that good stuff?
Yeah, on Instagram and Twitter, it's at Untrained iPod, and it's EYEPOD, and then everywhere else you can find podcasts. So, Beautiful. The Untrained Eye.
And thank you to everybody that came out in the chat. You guys are always the shit. I could just sit here and talk with the chat. I mean, Joe B, Wayne, Dr. Muddington showing back up just made my night. That's the best thing.
No, he showed up. Did you see him show up at the fucking perfect time on Twitter? Hadn't seen him in years.
Like a superhero.
Like a
with the picture with the dude.
Yeah, I posted the goddamn gif of Antoine Dodson saying you are so dumb, and then he just posted a picture of him and Antoine Dodson right after that. I'm like, where the fuck you been, Muddy? Where have you been? That was so perfect.
Fucking guy's a superhero. Powerful Dave Chaffee as always coming in. Todd, great to have you. Michelle showed up in the chat. Love all you guys. We're going to roll out. Beth, we'll talk to you soon. You're the best.
Yep. All right. Thanks.
See
Bye,
ya.
guys.